happening in front of our eyes by the countries which helped to establish this court. How much double morality are we going to watch in the future? But when this court was evaluating cases from Africa, Asia, from least developed countries, we were all saying, everything is wrong. Why am I so passionate about it? Because one of the judges at the International Criminal Court is Slovenian, and she was one of the sanctioned at the beginning, women judges. And you cannot imagine how many difficulties Slovenian judge has because of the sanctions from US. And it's not easy life after that. And now the whole institution of the International Criminal Court is in danger. Luckily, we have international court as well. But still, this is under the auspices of the United Nations. So, just to conclude and a bit more how I feel, I think that every single individual, especially, to be vocal about human rights because this really matters. All the wars that we have today, 60
is going to be addressing us. Thank you so much. I know it's a little tricky because you are passing his words a little bit. And of course, your president is a human rights lawyer. So this is hard shoes to fill, but I know you will do so anyway. Welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. I think I must begin by saying human rights are foundational to a just world, which is why when we got into power last year in November, we made a pronouncement that our overarching guiding light will be human rights. We will adopt a human rights-centric approach to development. We will adopt a human rights-centric approach to foreign policy, which means that in everything we do, in every statistic we look at, we will see a human face. And I think that is exactly where the problem begins sometimes. Sometimes we speak about human rights from a very theoretical perspective. I think it is time now we need to see human beings and human faces behind everything we do. I would want to say, as I just lay a foundation, that sometimes the the weakness is not in the absence of conventions or the lack of ratifications. I think the weakness sometimes is in us, those that believe in a just world. Some people's human rights are violated every day somewhere else. So we believe strongly that we inclusivity in terms of development, which is why when the president...
And what do you want to add?
It's the third, I'll elaborate. That's how I look at it, and you see evidence of that every day.
I have one thing to say about the past and one thing about the future. Speaking hard power and human rights work is done and disseminated because there are certain corporations that practices it. But the concept today that people from other countries
I should know by now, every time one of the panelists speak, give an example. Please.
You be precise. What example do you need?
I can't tell you your example, but I'm hoping you have one about how you prevent the erosion of human rights, how you are preventing the erosion of human rights. What is it that you can share that may well help the rest of us?
He's a living example. He is the example.
He's being very humble, Mr. Soros.
I was not worrying about the erosion. I was thinking about the fact that the abuse of the freedom that we stand for, many of the freedom that we are talking about, extreme amount of that abuse comes. One comes from the concentration of wealth itself. If you look at the media or any communication, gradually it becomes in the control of fewer and fewer hands because you have the money, you have the authority, you have the political power, you do that. Here we are standing for freedom, but at the same time you are creating a mechanism by which you take it away completely, forever. You cannot make any noise. So this is one thing that we have to come back. It's freedom, yes, but freedom with some limits. You cannot go on doing this because the abuse of this, you cannot abuse that power of freedom. Particularly it becomes critical in the face of technology. Technology is coming. They use the freedom. Freedom to abuse. Freedom to say anything. A massive way. So where does our freedom go? Which freedom are we protecting now? Fake news, abusive campaigns, those who control finances, those who want to control businesses, or any political ambitions. So where do you limit that? So this is one, simultaneously, we have to address that. As the technology proceeds, AI comes in. How do you fight with the AI to protect your rights that you have been describing, and we are protecting all the movement that we have created over years? So how do you protect or put the limits on the AI and future technologies that will be coming?
Dr. Unus, do you know the answer? You're just giving us the question.
No, I was saying we have to think that we have to find a way to adjust that. I'm not have the solution to that. I said this is the threat which is coming. So when you try to protect one, you release the another power on the other side. How you manage that? So management issue becomes more important for us.
Minister Butali, if we're going to be pragmatic, practical, you can...
I'll just say that I believe there's hope. There's hope out there because if you look at us as the government of Botswana, we believe that by making baby steps and...
What I believe in is the institutions who are the defenders of human rights. This is why it is important that every single country has an ombudsman and that we do have High Commissioner for Human Rights, UN. We have Commissioner for Human Rights in the Council of Europe.